Hello, my name is Gloria, and today I wanted to talk about my experience being an introvert, and also about my social anxiety. As I grew up, I figured it out that I was not stupid, as I used to tell myself that I was stupid because I was afraid of talking to new people, or when new people talk to me, I felt like, oh my god, why are you so stupid? I used to say that to myself. If I had like a social event or something, I was always overthinking, like who's gonna be there at what time, like I need to know an exact time. Are you going to be there first? I was afraid to go out by myself to new places, to a social event where I didn't know a lot of people. But throughout the years, I started knowing myself more. I knew about social anxiety, like the definition, and I was like, oh my god. Like when I knew about social anxiety, I was like, I'm not stupid. This is a thing. This is something that more people go through. And it's not that I'm stupid, it's just that I have social anxiety. When I knew about it, I felt more free, and I started accepting more, like, oh my god, okay, that's social anxiety, and that is something that more people have or go through. It's not that I'm stupid, it's just something about myself, I'm going to start like chronologically. When I was a kid, I was never the kid who had a lot of friends. I remember like in kindergarten, primary school, if I had a friend or friends or a group of friends, it was always a small group of friends, one or three person maximum, I think. People, sorry. I remember in primary school, I had one friend whom I would hang out with and go to her house. At that moment, I didn't feel like, oh my god, I need to have more friends. I was just like living, I didn't have the opinions of other people telling me that I should have more friends. But then I started growing up more, 13, 12, 14. And in secondary school, I started noticing people would praise kids that were really social and would interact with a lot of people. I do remember feeling a little insecure because they will make like Facebook groups like social of this school, like the name of my school. I only had a small group of friends, 2 friends. Then high school comes, and here's when my realization of social anxiety comes. Like I started noticing more. Like I didn't know what social anxiety was at the time. If I noticed myself being anxious or nervous when I had like a social event, or when I will meet a new person or a new group of people, or someone will approach me who I don't know, I will tell to myself like, Gloria, why are you anxious? Why are you nervous? You're stupid. And I will say to myself, you're stupid. Why you're so stupid? Like I will really smash myself. I don't know. I will put myself down for being stupid. Like I said, I didn't know what social anxiety was. I didn't know it was a thing. Like I just thought I was weird for overthinking everything and for like stuttering when I would talk to new people. I remember this exact time where I realized, like, why do you get so nervous when talking to new people? I was in high school, first grade. This boy came up to me. I was sitting there and he came up to me and he sat beside me, like really close to me, and he told me, hello, what's your name? And I don't remember what else. But at that time I was like, oh my god, am I afraid? Am I afraid to men? Why did I get so nervous and almost afraid of this boy talking to me? And then I remember when I read the definition of social anxiety, I was like, oh my god. When I knew that what I felt had a name, I felt more, like I felt less alone. And I stopped calling myself stupid. Like I stopped putting myself down, In high school, I was pretty isolated sometimes. I remember when we were on vacations and then we had to come back to another year, I would get these nightmares of going back to classes and not having someone to spend recess with, and eating in the bathroom because of not having someone to be with. And it actually happened. came back from vacations, sometimes my friends didn't come. Like I said, I only have like 2 or 3 friends. I remember times where I would spend recess on the bathroom with my phone, like thinking, oh my god, I want this to be over, like I want recess to be over and just get this over with, you know. Also by my family, I would, for some, you know, toxic family members, they would tell me like, oh, why don't you speak more, you should speak more, because for succeeding in life you need to speak more and be able to comfortably speak with people and stuff. And I would just be like this, and I would feel so stupid when I didn't know about social anxiety, but also about my introvertness. So yes, I knew earlier about social anxiety than introvertness. High school was like the hardest part, I think, because you know, it's the age 15, 16, 17. It's like you're becoming like a young adult, you know. I was anxious about me not being able to talk with a lot of people and enjoying being by myself. My family members telling me that wouldn't help that much. When I got in college, when I was 18, I still was like figuring myself out. I might have lost some experiences for my social anxiety and my introvertness, for not wanting to go out and stuff. And those things like mix up, because sometimes maybe I did wanted to go out, but I was like, oh no, I'm too anxious, like I don't know anyone there, and that was too much for me. So yeah, I would struggle with that a lot. And now I'm 22. Like I've been getting to know myself a lot more. I knew about the introvert people, the introvert community, if you could say that, community. I don't remember the exact moment where I knew about, oh, I'm an introvert, but I think I knew about it when I was in college, 18, 19, and I was like, okay, I don't have to have a lot of friends, you know. I'm comfortable with having a small group of friends and having close connections. About my social anxiety journey, I think it started more when I moved to the city that I'm living right now. When I first came to do the exam for college, you know, I got lost a lot of times, and I had to, you know, it was my only option. I didn't have data on my phone, I didn't have Wi-Fi close or anything, so I had to ask people like, do you know where to get to this place, blah blah blah. And with that experience, I started realizing like, okay, like asking people for directions is not something difficult. People will help you, you know. That experience stuck with me, and I started being less afraid of talking with new people I didn't know. Also, another thing that helped me a lot was working as a waitress. I worked as a waitress since November 2019, since before the pandemic started in 2020. So, you know, being a waitress, you have to talk a lot with a lot of people you don't know. And even if those are small chats, like, what can I get you? And you know, that kind of small things. Sometimes some clients will talk a little more with you, and that helped me a lot, like a lot. I was like, okay, you don't have, like, in my mind, I started realizing that you don't have to be afraid to talk with people. With that experience, it helped me with my social anxiety and knowing myself. I do enjoy being with people I like, people I love. Like if I'm spending time with people that I don't know exactly, or that I just don't feel like a connection, I just would rather be by myself. Like that journey is a journey, you know. It's not like you immediately are not socially awkward. I'm still socially awkward. I'm still afraid of going to the corner store sometimes, you know. And it does happen when I'm alone in public. Sometimes I'm like, oh my god, what are people thinking about me? Not because of the fact that I'm alone, just sometimes, you know, that anxiety or that overthinking, I don't know. Before, I wouldn't even be able to go out and go to a restaurant, for example, by myself. I will be too much in my head, like, oh my god, what are people going to think about me? Like, why is this girl alone, eating alone, and now I had gone to places by myself and I do enjoy it, and I'm like, okay, I don't care what people are thinking. I'm not the only one ever eating in this restaurant by myself or in this place. I do enjoy those things now, doing things by myself, and that is the result of practicing and accepting myself and inner work, I don't know if that's a word, but working on yourself, that's a journey, that's a process. I remember right now this meme or this phrase that said, why are people always telling introverts to talk, and why is nobody telling extroverts to shut the fuck up? And when I saw that, I was like, yes, you understand me, you like, there's extroverts, there are introverts, you don't have to be like an extrovert because we introverts exist, and you can connect with other fellow introverts, you can connect with other extroverts, and it's okay. If people are making you feel down about yourself, about the fact that you enjoy being by yourself, because sometimes extroverts, I'm not hating on extroverts, but some people, some people don't understand the fact that you enjoy it. They are like, oh my god, like if I would spend like a day by myself alone in my room, I would go crazy or something. And that doesn't mean that you have to feel like that too. So it's a journey. You will slowly feel, or if you are like on that journey already and you are accepting yourself and you are happy with who you are and you accept yourself, and this is like, okay, this is part of who I am, that is great, and I feel proud of you. I know that it's a process, sometimes you will keep feeling anxious, stay in your room, sleeping, watching Netflix, whatever, painting, drawing, writing, whatever you do, whatever you enjoy doing by yourself, and that's okay. If people don't understand you, don't try. Like if you already explained to them and they still don't understand, it's not worth, it's not worth it to be with that kind of people that don't understand and then don't know how to put themselves in your place, in your shoes. Like I said, I still struggle with some things. I do have a lot of overthinking. Like this is part of my personality. I overthink a lot, and I do get anxious, I do get social anxiety, but now I know more how to handle it and how to talk myself out of it. Like nobody is staring at you, or nobody is even caring about what you're doing. I would sometimes think people are looking at me and I look at them and they are in their own business, And if the case is that they are actually staring at you or looking at you or criticizing you, just breathe and tell yourself that this person's opinion is not worth it. If that person's not worth it, their opinion is not worth it either. So don't worry about it and just keep walking. So yeah, I really hope this experience and these words help at least one person to feel more comforted and know that you're not the only one who feels like this. It's okay, to still struggle, feel anxious. That can be difficult, due to all the social pressure of home. You have to have friends and you have to be able to talk with a lot of people, but it doesn't have to be that way. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch till the end, thank you so much. Have a beautiful week, have a beautiful weekend, have a beautiful day. If you're not having a good day, I send you a warm hug.